Every morning, you tell yourself a lie. You promise that today will be the day everything changes. You wake up with a vision of productivity, a list of tasks that will finally move the needle on your life. But then, the friction starts. A small urge, just a quick check of the headlines, a few minutes on social media. Before you know it, 2 hours have vanished. The notebook is still empty. The pen hasn't moved. The weight in your chest isn't just fatigue, it's the beginning of a cycle that has defined years of your life. Procrastination is not a flaw in your character. It is a war inside your brain. Chapter 1. The Biological Civil War. To understand why we delay, we have to look at the architecture of our own minds. Deep within us lies the limbic system. It is one of the oldest parts of our brain, evolved over millions of years for one purpose: immediate survival. It doesn't care about your 5-year plan or your career goals. It only cares about two things: avoiding pain and seeking immediate pleasure. In the other corner is the prefrontal cortex, the new brain. This is the seat of the planner, the visionary, the rational decision maker. This part of your brain understands the future. It knows that hard work today leads to freedom tomorrow. Every time you sit down to work, these two systems enter a tug of war, and usually the older, faster system wins. Neuroscientists call this the amygdala hijack. When a task feels difficult or boring, your brain identifies it as a threat. Your amygdala triggers a microversion of the fight or flight response. Your brain isn't being lazy, it's trying to save you from emotional discomfort. To soothe this perceived threat, your brain reaches for dopamine. Not the deep satisfaction of a job well done, but cheap dopamine, a notification, a funny video, a news headline. Each provides a tiny burst of relief that momentarily silences the anxiety of the task at hand. This leads to hyperbolic discounting. Your brain devalues a massive future reward because it's so addicted to the small, immediate one. Chapter 2. The Great Misconception. We've been told that procrastination is a time management problem, but the science says otherwise. This is why the latest apps and calendars don't work. You can't manage time if you can't manage your emotions. Procrastination is the primacy of short-term mood repair. We don't avoid the work, we avoid the feelings the work brings up. For many, the root is perfectionism. Not the desire to be perfect, but the absolute terror of being seen as imperfect. When the stakes feel too high, the task becomes a threat to your self-worth. Your brain decides that not trying is safer than failing. Chapter 3. The Digital Casino. Your smartphone was designed by the brightest minds in behavioral psychology to be a slot machine in your pocket. It uses variable rewards. You don't know what you'll find when you refresh, and that uncertainty is what makes the dopamine hit so powerful. In the attention economy, your focus is the product. Every app is fighting to keep you away from the work that actually matters. By the time you put your phone down, your cognitive energy is depleted. You've spent your best hours chasing shadows. Chapter 4. The Neuro Reset. To reclaim your brain, you must understand the physiology of focus. It starts with the body. Your focus follows your circadian rhythm. If you try to do your hardest work when your biological energy is lowest, procrastination is inevitable. Physical movement triggers the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor. A 5-minute walk can literally reboot your prefrontal cortex. Sometimes, the only way forward is a dopamine detox, removing the easy rewards until the hard tasks start to feel rewarding again. The only thing that can break this paralysis is the panic monster. When the deadline is hours away, the fear of consequences finally outweighs the fear of the task. You finish the work in a frenzy of adrenaline and stress. You survive, but you haven't lived. You've only escaped. The real tragedy is the work without deadlines. Starting a business, writing a book, changing your health. For these, the panic monster never wakes up. Chapter 5. The Regret Test. Imagine yourself 30 years from now, looking back at the things you never started. Most people don't regret the things they did and failed at. They regret the unlived lives, the path they never even stepped onto. Chapter 6. The Architecture of Action. If the problem is emotional, the solution must be compassionate. Research shows that forgiving yourself for procrastinating yesterday is the most effective way to start today. Self-criticism only increases the emotional threat. Then, you must lower the threat level. Use the 2-minute rule. Don't plan to write a book. Plan to write 1 sentence. Use implementation intentions. Decide exactly what you will do when the urge to distract yourself arises. Preset the reflex. When you have the impulse to act, use the 5-second rule. Count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. It physically launches you out of your overthinking. Stop relying on willpower. Design your environment to make the right choices the easiest ones. Hide your phone. Clear your desk. Temporal motivation theory tells us we can win by increasing the value of the reward and decreasing our sensitivity to the delay. When you feel frozen, choose motion over emotion. Movement triggers dopamine. Once you move your body, your brain will follow. Remember, you don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step. That first tiny action is the only thing that breaks the spell. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. And confidence is the only permanent cure for the fear that holds you back. Final chapter, the art of starting. Your future is not a far-off destination. It is a series of nows that you are currently deciding. Every moment is a choice between the easy pleasure of today or the deep fulfillment of tomorrow. Which version of yourself are you feeding? The life you want isn't on the other side of more motivation. It's on the other side of that first uncomfortable minute of work. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting to feel ready. Start before you are ready. Start now. This is Factly. Your journey starts with one decision. Make it today.